Welcome to the Dive Bar. Loaded show for you today. Obviously, huge news this morning. Jaylen Waddle sent to the Broncos. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then we're going to get into everything. We're going to get into a 7-round full mock draft. We got all the guys here, full panel. And we want to hear what y'all think. And we're going to go through it pick for pick. I mean, dude, treasure chest of a draft pick now, or draft class now. So it's going to be fun. I got a lot to talk about. All right, let's get it. Boys, how about morning?
Yeah. Carpet Dinosaur, he was actually late today.
Carpet Dinosaur was late.
He was late. Sure. He was late.
Yeah. Dude, what an insane day for the Dolphins today. Like, we could bullshit, we could have some small talk, but the fact that we have our podcast on Tuesdays and this shit constantly happens to us where, like, we get something really insane to talk about. Now we got an extra pick in our mock draft. But before we get to this mock draft, Joe Robbie is doing some dad duties. And we got some things to talk about before we get into this mock draft. So, Bobby, let's talk about what we got to talk about.
Dude, Jaylen Waddle. I mean, look, love Jaylen Waddle, one of his biggest fans. But when somebody comes to the table and they offer you the full haul, you know, you got to take the full haul. You're in a rebuild.
Show the shirt. There he is right there.
Never forget that. You know what? Actually, it just hit me. We're never going to see him waddle in the end zone again. That's kind of crazy.
You might, just not in Miami.
It might be in Miami for another team.
You will in red zone.
Or the Fiends for the win. Fiends for the win.
Fiends for the win. Fiends for the win.
Love it.
It was actually funny because, last week when we were talking about, the Tutu situation, I brought up it being weird that, taking a guy like Tutu, having a guy like Waddle, it just, it doesn't go together. You have someone who both can return the football, both are that slot kind of receiver, and now obviously Waddle getting traded. So I think, I'm excited for Tutu to kind of take that next step too. But, Waddle, he was someone I didn't know what they were going to do there. And now that they did it, that those guys are serious about rebuilding and get things going with the way they want to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, Waddle's everyone on this podcast and everyone I think that's a Dolphins fan knows Waddle's in the upper echelon of an NFL player. Like, you take the entire NFL, like he's the top, he's the top 5%, top 1% even of NFL players. Like, he really is. And that's the kind of player he is. And I think everybody will admit that no matter what anybody's got to say, everyone's got something negative to say, whatever. But he is the top echelon of the NFL player. Like, he's going to be an NFL star in this league for 15 years for sure, easily. I think he's going to do great things in Denver. I think Bo Nix is, especially with that strong arm, like, they're going to stretch that field. It's a good pickup for the Broncos. Fair trade. I don't think there's a winner. I don't think there's a loser. The Broncos give up a first rounder closer to the second round, but we did pick up a third round pick in the meatiest depth draft that I've seen in a long time. I mean, that's huge. Bobby put in our group chat, we did move up. Technically, we didn't gain or lose a fourth rounder, but we moved up from 111 into 94. So that gives us 4 third-round picks in this draft.
Yeah, and then I was going to say, too, it's going to suck to see it, but I do think that Waddle is going to be a lot better on the Broncos.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I say this because the whole, factor of him being on the Dolphins – the conflict with Tyreek, right? Is the spotlight on Waddle? Is the spotlight on Tyreek? What's going on in the quarterback situation? And now he's going to a team with a solidified quarterback. Bo Nix is playing at top level, in the NFL right now. They have a full caliber team, defense, offense, special teams around him. So I think he's just really going to excel in that offense. And Sean Payton's going to have a plan for him, and they're going to do some special things over there. So it's going to be unfortunate to watch Waddle, maybe go for 1,000 yards and all these touchdowns and perform to, that top caliber receiver level. But, I do think that, us moving on from it shows that they have a plan in place.
Yeah, I think the biggest winner is honestly Waddle. Like you said, he honestly steps into the perfect role in a stable situation of, like, that might be the most stable situation, honestly. And also it gives us hope because we are doing exactly what the Broncos did 2 years ago, the exact same route. They obviously was just in the AFC Championship. Might have been a different story if Bo Nix doesn't break his foot. So it's cool to see. You know, the Broncos are obviously in a situation right now where they can make that kind of move. They are one move away, or so they think. And we're not. And when somebody comes to you with that kind of haul, you know, and you're in rebuild mode, that brings me to my next question though for y'all. Is that kind of like opening it up for like, if you're going to trade Waddle now, it's kind of like open the can of worms, like anybody's available, bring the right offer and you can have anybody right now.
I'll tell you what, those guys have a plan in place, and everyone's talking about, oh, Malik Willis, you know, he's not happy, or, you know, what are we doing with him? I guarantee you that he's in those meetings with those guys. Like, he's not in the dark here, right? They know who they're going to go after. Malik Willis has been informed, like, hey, we're looking at this guy, and this guy. Who do you like? You know, what receivers would you like to work with? Do you have prior connection? You know, who does he like in the draft? So he's definitely being informed of all this information to be able to make him comfortable at the end of the day too.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, you bring in a new regime and nobody's safe. I mean, we knew it from the beginning, but we didn't know how serious they're going to take it. I think we're very used to coach speak, especially with Greer, Flores, McDaniel. Like, we were never kind of let in the way that Sully has let us in from, you know, the initial onset. Sully straight up said, one, we're drafting a quarterback, so we'll see if he does that. Number two, he's like, I want 11 and 12 draft picks going in this draft. We're at 11, right, Bobby?
Yeah,
11. We're at 11 right now.
Right now, 11.
So this guy he doesn't care about coach speak. He doesn't care about hiring anything. He's like, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to approach it.
And to add on to that, I don't know if y'all, it's coincidence or not, there's a theory, but when he did his opening press conference with Wingfield, he was talking about the building blocks, and he had to be reminded of Waddle, and he was like, sure. Oh yeah, and Waddle. Yeah, Waddle.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
It's almost like he had it in his head already who his building blocks were, and maybe Waddle wasn't even in the plans. But once again, that's just that's maybe coincidence or a theory, but nonetheless.
I've seen a lot of questions asking about Achane too now. Obviously, those things are popping up. I would think, we don't represent him, but on the agent side, I would think that they would be looking for an extension. If not an extension, a trade, only because, he's going to get top value for something like that. And, I don't see him being like, hey, let me stick around for a little bit, play out my contract, and then try and get, a new contract. It's just, you risk the injury type, especially when you're in a rebuild, right? You're on a lot of uncertainty on a team. I would hope that he is looking for an extension, but also knowing that, the Dolphins can't really afford an extension for him right now. So that's definitely a teetering topic. I don't think they will, trade him, just because I think he's one of those guys that they picked out that they knew, hey, we're going to build this around him. But I would see, possibly drafting another running back being in the cards and one of the late round picks.
Yeah. I've always said too, though, I kind of want to like a every down back to kind of take the load off of Achane a little bit, maybe allow you to use him a little more freely and move him around. So in my eyes, you always needed that regardless. So
yeah,
I'm all for adding up.
His name is Ollie Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it does mean, I mean, the writing was kind of on the walls. I feel like even just from fan theory, even just from direction of the organization, I feel like this Waddle trade really does open the door, because it's like, shit, they actually did it. They were listening to offers. They took an offer that was, I mean, really like, it does have that second round grade, but like Bobby said, and what we did post in the chat here is we do get that 5th year option now, which is huge, especially if he does pick a great player. But it does open the door. It's like the writing's kind of on the wall for Achane. It's, a lot of people think that we're not going to be competitors for 1 to 2 years. Does that put Achane out of his prime? Who knows? Running backs, they age a little bit faster in the league than really a lot of other positions. But that's kind of the thought. But I think today is like, I was like, Achane's not leaving. He's going to stay. But I also was like, hey, Waddle's going to stay. Brewer's going to stay. Achane's going to stay. All these guys are going to be Dolphins next year. And Waddle's gone today, and kind of opens the door for everything else.
I'll tell you what, they definitely know who they're going after with that 30th pick, right? Because there was more than one.
That's what I thought.
There was more than one offer for Waddle, going on the market. It wasn't really on the market, but just like everybody says, right? You'll never decline a phone call of someone offering you money, right? So they know who they're going after at 30 and what the possibilities are, because I guarantee you there's another offer on the board where it was, a second round pick that was a few picks away, but they're like, hey, let's get this 30 pick because it gives us a little bit more leverage on day one of the draft. Because remember, the draft is split up, right? Day 1, day 2, and day 3. You got the first round on first, second round on second, day 2, and then third and on. So it's like day 1, there's so much pressure and so much shit going on in the war room and people going crazy. If you have a little bit of leverage knowing you have that 30th pick, you can definitely pull something off. So
what do you guys think about, and this is kind of coming out of left field, and we'll get into this in the mock draft and whatnot when we get into the war room situation. We're getting prepared for the war room, the dive bar war room. But what about the possibility of somebody trading up to that 30th pick to take, for example, Ty Simpson, take a quarterback there? Okay. You think that was a possibility for Sullivan and crew, or what?
I don't think Ty Simpson will still be on the board at 30, but obviously, yeah. If he was the fall to 30, obviously everybody does that. They did it with Lamar Jackson. You draft that quarterback in the first round, so you have that fifth year option. Everybody knows that trick. So yes, if we were to get to 30 and Ty Simpson's still there, yeah, you're looking at a team that's desperate or wanting to come up, and you can stack more picks. But I don't think Ty Simpson's going to be there personally at 30.
Very possible.
Yeah, it's definitely leverage though. Just having it in general. When you get to pick number 29 and you know that teams are calling and call the bluff, right? Hey, I'm going to take this guy right here, right now. If you don't give me your late second round and a fourth round pick, now
and I think that's yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
I think that's very underrated that Bobby does bring up, is like that fifth year option is very valuable to these teams. It's like it gives you, like we unfortunately we saw with the Tua situation, we didn't exercise the fifth year option, but like that really does give you that flexibility as a franchise, especially when you're taking a high value guy and a guy that you're going to believe in for the organization. And we've seen better quarterbacks than Ty Simpson fall to 32. I do think it's a possibility.
Well, that's why I don't think he's going to be there, because I just don't think there's anybody else. And somebody's going to come up and get desperate, or the Steelers are going to get there at 20 or 23, wherever they're at, and they're going to be like, all right, Ty Simpson's sitting here, let's just do it. Because that was a team, the Rams at 13, when we're sitting at 11 before we had 30, the Rams at 13 possibly coming up to get Ty Simpson, or the Steelers from 20-ish coming up, maybe trying to get Ty Simpson. I think he's going to be going before 30. That's my opinion.
Probably right.
Well, especially if Orlovsky keeps,
gassing him up.
Gassing him up.
He's trying to gas it up.
Yeah, he's trying to gas him up. He's trying to make him look tough.
I don't see the Steelers actually taking Ty Simpson, only because they just took Will Howard from Ohio State. So I don't see the Steelers taking him. I know I saw something on the Pat McAfee show of Aaron Rodgers talking very highly of him. I know he had a little bit of an injury, but very highly of him, how he can manage and maintain the offense. So I don't know if they would take Ty Simpson, but definitely, looking at the Rams, right? You got Matt Stafford getting old, a guy who's on his way out. Want to get the younger guys, the pocket passers, to, manage that high throw-in offense. So, he's somebody that can definitely do that.
Another thing to consider is, just like us, we didn't think Jaylen Waddle would be traded. But when you switch head coaches and you get new staff in place, hey, McCarthy might not like the other guy. McCarthy might want to go get his guy. He might be like, look, I'm not sitting around. I'm not old. I'm not young anymore. We got a window here. We got a great defense. Let's go get a guy. But also, kind of feel bad for the Steelers, because they're playing, obviously, the Aaron Rodgers saga is starting again. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers watch all over again for them. Another thing I seen today that made me interested, or I don't think we could trade HN, because somebody made a good point. They said, you have to get a better draft haul than you just got for Waddle. And is somebody going to give us better than we just got for Waddle, and knowing they have to pay HN, a running back, $15+ million a year?
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
No. And I think so. I think in that case, we're probably rolling with HN.
That's what but that's also, like, to Wingo's point, is like his camp is going to be looking for.
Yeah, that's where I'm a little thrown off. Definitely.
And he's not a first round pick. Like, there's no fifth year there. This is like the contract year anyway. So it's like you want to secure that bag before he goes out and has a season with a tanking team. He could go out and have 600 yards and 200 yards receptions and be like, well, that's your value right now. So you got to secure that bag right now.
Yeah, if I'm in his camp, there's definitely some talks going on. Like, hey, what are we doing? How are we figuring this out? Because we need a contract now. There's no reason to go into it all. I saw a comment come in there talking about quarterback situation. A quarterback that I would love to see at the Miami Dolphins is over from Georgia Tech, Haynes King. I say that because I think that guy's a straight up dog. He's someone that I think is going to come in. And, you like those backup quarterbacks that, third, fourth string, a little bit of the second to just push the guys in front of them. I think Haynes King is a guy who's going to come in and be at the facility first, right? And be at the facility last, understand the playbook better than anyone else, constantly be, if he's a scout team quarterback or, a third string quarterback behind Quinn. And, he's constantly pushing these guys. He's somebody that has the right mentality, is good on and off the field. And he's just a dog. I've seen him get beat up too many times in games and get back up. And he's definitely somebody that I think fits that motto of the upstairs of the Packers that we have now.
At what point, we're talking about Achane's contract and his camp kind of pushing to get that extension. Miami doesn't have the money. I think they're back into the negative after the Waddle situation. I'm sure they'll do some finagling from there. But at what point does the Achane camp say, hey, let's look for a trade partner?
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's look for a trade partner. Let's do this together.
I think they should. If I was in their shoes, does it suck? Yeah. Does he probably want to stay in Miami for another year? Maybe, right? He wants to see it through. He's already been there for all this. But at the end of the day, it's your life, right? It's your career. It's your family. Like, this is his year to get paid. So it's, you got to make that decision. I think they need to go look for a trade. See what's out there and make Miami match it or find some way to make it work. Because I just think it's dumb for a guy of his talent and his ability to go into a year of rebuilding, of uncertainty, and not having a contract after this year. So it's like you get hurt, instead of you getting $10 to $12 million, now you're signing a $6 million contract after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think too that you can't waste your prime either. So like, I think like today, Rasul Douglas is laughing at a comment on the timeline where somebody said, "You know what, dog? Go find you somewhere where you can win. Never mind, don't come back here." And he was laughing at it, but it's true. It's like you probably cost yourself. You definitely probably cost yourself Rasul Douglas or an option like that, because those guys those guys are on their last opportunities to play ball, and they don't want to waste it. No offense here, but like, you've seen Miami already, and it ain't looking any better or closer to like competing. Why would you run it back at 32 years old in Miami when you could possibly sign in Kansas City come August or wherever? And I think, stuff like that comes into effect. Like, I think you probably lost, your opportunity to bring any of those vets back. I'd even throw Jack Jones in there. So people see that. People see like, okay, they really are in rebuild mode. And that's not bad. Like, I think that people are laughing today, but I think after that draft, if Sully does what he should do, people are going to be like, damn, hold on. Miami loaded up. Hold on. So like, but it's not a place for a 32-year-old. And it's not a place for a 26-year-old running back who's trying to get a big payday. And, not Achane, but running backs in general, they peak out. You get to 29 or whatever. He might have 3 more great years in him. And, before he starts to lose a step, and his game's built off speed. So I do agree with Wingo. I think that his camp needs to, at least they need to be having talks and understand the vision, because there's no reason to just sit around and wait for Achane either. Achane is 24. All right. That changes a little bit. That's great news.
Yeah. It's funny that Sully gave us that hard stop at the 28 number, and he's like literally sending anybody over 28 off the team. It's fucking crazy. He said it. This guy said it. He's just shipping these guys off at 28.
We're going to get started on a mock draft here soon. Joe said he'll be on in like 5 minutes. He had like a little family emergency, and he's got his daughter right now, but his wife is on the way. So Joe should be in. We don't want to start the draft without Joe. Obviously, if you don't know, Joe is our recovering addict, mock draft addict in the podcast.
Recovering is I don't think he's recovering. I think he's still.
He's active addict, highly active, fully functional addict. He drops at least 2 or 3 on the timeline a day. But real quick, we can go over some of the free agent additions, and I want to see what y'all got to say. First one, I'll start easy for you, Wingo. Josh Uch, Rosenhaus guy. I don't know what you know about it, or you want to talk on him. We'll start with Josh Uch.
I'm a huge fan of this guy. I think he can rush the passer. He can be physical off the edge. He can definitely set the edge. He's someone who, on third down, I think is gonna be super beneficial. Another guy that we actually already have on roster, who's on practice squad, was elevated a few times. I know he had, a pretty good camp down there a little bit, was Derek McClendon. He was showing a little bit of light, of him just being able to rush the passer and the one-on-ones. We did have those joint practices. But no, Uch is – I love this guy. I'm a big fan. I think he's going to be somebody that we need to come in on certain third downs and positional things to where he can make those plays. He can chase the ball from sideline to sideline. And I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, I think if we can get closer to that New England production, then that could be a great signing.
There you go.
I was wondering if your power went out or what. It got real dark over there. Not a racist joke. Not a racist joke.
There we go. Canceled.
Yeah,
but,
and then
go ahead.
We got Tutu Atwell coming in too, and Wingo, you said it before. It was like they bring in Tutu Atwell. People might not have seen it, but writing on the wall. See you, Jaylen Waddle. We're taking offers. Tutu Atwell. There you go. Added speed to the wide receiver room. 1-year deal. A lot of these guys are going to be on 1-year deals. 2026 is going to be the pay off some debts this year. And, we're going to be looking at $140, $130 million in cap space next year. But brings a lot of speed to the offense. I don't think he replaces Jaylen Waddle. I think it's kind of hard to replace. I do think, again, he's in that, that top 10, top 20 of wide receiver twos for the year. But he does replace some speed and some playmaking ability.
I think it makes more sense now how you were able to convince some of these guys to take those low 1-year prove-it deals. I mean, I don't know if they flat out told them, hey, look, we might be shipping Waddle out soon, but their conversations can be had behind the scenes. But, the opportunity is going to be there. Tutu Atwell has been balling in his opportunities as a 4th or 5th option in LA for years. This dude makes plays. So to say like, hey, you come here, you can be a third option. And, we don't even have a tight end on the team right now that's like really going to take passes from you, So I think looking at it now, I think it makes a lot more sense how, first of all, Sully's putting on a master class with these vet signings. Like, I don't even I'm seeing the contracts come out and everybody's signing for like 1.4 with like 300,000 guaranteed. So like that part alone, he's moneyballing the shit out of this, but it's also like starting to make a little more sense now too. The opportunity will be there if you want to prove yourself and then go try to get paid again next all season.
I think the other thing is too, is these guys are realizing that it's next guy up. Some of these guys in the league, right, they have one good year. And I feel like personally, they used to think that they were just set. Guys are realizing now, you have one injury and you're out for a few games. Too many guys are coming in younger and just taking advantage of the opportunity. So when someone offers you a 1-year deal, you almost got to take it, because if the team that you're already at doesn't want to sign you or extend you, there's very few other options sometimes. And especially this close to the draft, now it's like, okay, I'd rather go take a guy straight out of college where, he's fresher, he's more available. I can get him for cheaper, and why not? So a lot of these 1-year contract guys they're physical, right? They're good athletes, but there's something to do with every single one of them that made it a little bit more that cheap. Was there was an injury in the past, right? They had a down year. There was something going on, but they definitely have the ability to be some of those top caliber players, which I hope they are.
And speaking of the wide receiver position, we did bring in Jalen Tolbert, former Cowboy. In 2024, he did have 610 yards, 7 touchdown season. I don't want to make the comparison to Cedric Wilson when he came over from the Cowboys to Miami. We're like, dude, this guy produced for the Cowboys, but different regime now in Miami. But he did have a very productive 2024 season. They did bring in George Pickens in 2025, so he kind of took a back seat in that room, especially when you're trading value for a player. They're going to they're going to push to start him. And George Pickens had a hell of a career.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say resurgence because he was making plays in Pittsburgh that were like an anomaly plays. Like he would make
with no quarterback, yes,
no quarterback. But Tolbert is adding some size to the room. What used to be a very small Miami Dolphins room, but 6'1", 200 pounds. You know, they're building this team the way they did in Green Bay. You know, you're taking guys that were 3rd, 4th, 5th round guys. You know, you're going to take the bigger body guys, and you know, I think he does add some in this room, but I don't think they're done building at the wide receiver position. There are so many big guys in this draft. There's so many good players, good talent, even in the, you know, not even counting the 1st and 2nd rounds, but that 3rd round, that meaty 3rd round, four picks in the 3rd round, and there's a ton of guys you can take there.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job of building like the depth of the roster, especially with the money we've had. You know, the money we've had, and we have to still acquire like 30 total free agents. And we've had like no money to like 3 million to no money to like 3 million this whole time. So I think for what they've done, what they had, I think they've done a good job of building depth. But yes, they do need to still hit with those starters. They need to grab a guy. I obviously would be interested to see if they don't try to trade for maybe a proven commodity at some point. You know, maybe with all these draft picks, you go and just get a guy. Maybe you entertain Brian Thomas Jr., which now they're saying is not available, but maybe you make that phone call. I don't think you call the Eagles. I hope you don't call the Eagles, but nonetheless, I'm not interested in that kind of move. But I am interested to see like if they don't use a different avenue. I seen something, you know, maybe Wicks from Green Bay would make a lot of sense. He made some plays with Willis. They have a little bit of a chemistry, and it'd be kind of a plug and play situation. So I think that makes a lot of sense for that as well.
Wicks was another example of those guys when somebody gets hurt, right? He stepped up to the plate, and everyone was like, who is this guy? And I thought that he was one that definitely I could see boosting his stock around the NFL.
I wanted to ask y'all about this too. What I still don't understand what the hell happened with the Jaylen Waddle salary today. Did we get money or did we not?
We lost money in 2026. We're going to eat that cap. However, long term, like 2027, 2028, like it boosts. I think it boosted us like almost 20 million in cap space each year after that. It's fucking crazy. But like we're negative right now in cap space. Like we can't sign players. We can't sign a draft class right now. They got to make some moves. But 2027, 2028, it's a huge benefit to Miami. But we are eating, I think we ate like $21 million this year.
Yeah. First thing, I got excited because the haul, obviously. And then I was like, wait, I remember just yesterday they announced that we guaranteed $15 million. Like, Jesus Christ. So I didn't know how that worked. Like if you trade it and they agree to take on the full salary, if you can get out of that, but apparently not. They did take on the full salary, but you're stuck with that bonus because it's built into his contract already.
So we took on 15 million in cap this year. So we got 15 million negative. So I think we were sitting at like 9 million. So we're definitely negative right now. But that 2027, 2028, that's all the Broncos. So you know how Jaylen Waddle's contract didn't kick in until 2027? That's all the Broncos. And we have Joe Robbie.
We have Joe Robbie's chair. We have
Joe Robbie's chair back in the house. We are getting started with this mock draft. We could probably, Eric is working hard in the background. We got a full crew on tonight, which is pretty cool. I feel like we're on ESPN right now. We got a full producer in the background. Joe Robbie is off of dad duty. Eric, you can start pulling some things up here. We are ready to mock draft in this boardroom. By the way, Bobby, do you want to plug Stick to the Model here?
Yeah, Stick to the Model. If you don't, I don't know what mock draft simulator you use. We all love Stick to the Model. We all use Stick to the Model. They were kind enough to give us a pro account on the house to use their stuff and for the show. So for that price of on the house. So shout out to Stick to the Model. It is our favorite. We're not just shouting it out for no reason. And he did come through and hook us up. So if you want to try them out, if you don't already, you should. So shout out, Stick to the Model. And obviously, let's lay down a couple of ground rules. We're going to do a full war room situation here, boys. But we've talked about it a little bit today. The good thing is, I don't know where everybody stands with the new arsenal of picks, and we're going to have some cool arguments because people's opinions might have changed. But we've made the agreement, no trade downs. obviously we got enough picks now. We really don't need to trade down. What else? Is that it? I mean, that's pretty much it. Obviously, the chat, make as much noise as you can. We'll obviously be looking at the chat too, but we're gonna war room every pick. We're gonna kind of argue and kind of like convince the room to a consensus of every pick. If I missed anything, boys, fill it in.
Yeah, last year we did we kind of did rock, paper, scissors. Everyone takes a player, but I think it's really cool to see a dynamic of what a war room may actually look like. I mean, we do have
or the opposite.
We do have some play. Hey, we have some player personnel professionals on this podcast right now. May or may not be named. May or not.
Hey, hold on. It is fucking freezing down here. I didn't realize that. Let me go get this fucking sweater real quick. Hold on.
This fucking guy does 17 mocks a day and he's not ready. Jesus Christ.
Eric, let's jack up the speed a little bit on this one. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we'll do one less than 5. There you go. Perfect. We're going to keep the random at its standard. And then once Joe Robbie gets back with his sweatshirt, because apparently South Florida is not warm enough for him. It's 23 degrees where I'm at.
No, it's actually it's been pretty cold out today.
Is it really? How cold is it?
Gloomy and just I don't know how cold, but colder than normal.
If it starts with a 50 or 60,
anything below like 68 is cold.
Oh, that's crazy. 63. Producer Eric coming through.
Yeah, it says 63, 64.
Oh, poor babies.
Yeah, so
30,
when we are
38 degrees here today.
When we are mocking, we're like Bobby said, we're going to be looking at the chat. If you have some input, we don't know every single player. I'm sure Joe Robbie knows a ton of players, but we don't know every player, and we're not really going to be researching live
get
here.
War room ready, boys. Let's go.
If you do have some input, we would love to see it. Make it constructive, and we'll add it into the chat here. But you boys ready? I mean, I'm ready to go.
Let's roll. Cap life. It's already been said. No
Eric, did you click 7 rounds?
Trades.
All right, we're good on 7 rounds. Let's just we're doing no trades.
Come on. Real quick before we start, Eric. We already know this. Going into this, which is going to be our actual. All right, got to re-up real quick. We're looking for somebody to fall through the cracks, right? So at 11, especially with the picks that we have now with 30 and everything else, we don't need to trade down anymore.
Yep.
We're looking for that one guy to fall through the cracks. There'll be somebody, Lord willing, that will fall through the cracks. And that's going to be our pick at 11. We need a blue chip guy. You're looking at Francis. You're looking at Caleb Downs. You're looking for a guy to fall through the cracks here. That's what we're hoping for going into this draft. And it's going to make pick 11 easy. Or it's going to make it hard.
Bob, I will say the best part about this draft is we have no fucking clue what the top 10 is going to look like, right? So every mock draft, you're like, please let this guy slip in. Oh, they took him at 10. Oh, they took him at 7. So even tonight, like, we have no idea who's going to fall. And it's the most exciting part, especially with the treasure chest, as Bobby would say, that we have now.
Dude, it's a treasure chest, boys.
Boys.
It's officially a treasure chest. All right, let's hit it, Eric. Let's hit it.
Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
I think we're consensus on this one. I don't know.
We can stop and talk. We'll stop and talk about every pick, but I think, me personally, boys, y'all know this. This has been my 1-1 the entire offseason. There's been some fake red flags. They try to tarnish his name, but the reality of it is, this is a 10-year perfect guy to step into the shoes, the footprints that Minka left. R.I.P. Sorry, Wingo. But I never got to talk about that either. Sorry about that, Wingo. That was tough, dude. This year put in New Jersey. God dang. Yeah. So y'all know where I stand here. Go ahead.
I mean, listen, the Dive Bar Nation has been behind Caleb Downs since day one. We've been day one Downs truthers. I'm Downs with the Caleb. It's like not even a question. I see Jordan Tyson there, and I get it. I see we just got rid of Waddle. But listen, guys, if this draft is deep in anything, it's receivers. Right, boys? Are we all on the same page? We don't have to stretch at 11 for a receiver, especially when we got that sweet spot at 30. So I say we just get the receivers block out of our head.
Yep.
Sadiq is a guy that I could argue for Caleb Downs. Now, hear me out.
You could.
The thing with Sadiq is we just got rid of a weapon. You want to give Malik Willis the best quarterback-friendly weapon, you get him a freak tight end, okay? Not only do you get him a freak tight end, the tight end drop-off in this draft, from what I've seen, is significant. Okay, you are getting the blue chip tight end of this draft, and we could still go ahead and shore up the O-line or even the edge at 30. Just an idea. I just want to throw that out there.
One thing I will bring up that is
Are
interesting.
you gonna
for
let
this
Ghost
mock-
talk,
Waddle
Bobby?
comes
God
back.
damn.
What, Wingo?
What if Waller comes back?
Chill
Oh,
out, bro.
Dude.
You
Are
there
were
sauces
28.
there?
We were
This
gone.
ain't a retirement home, buddy. But what's that, sauces? No, I was just gonna add this, and Ghost can go. I do want to bring this up before we get going because somebody mentioned it. Vega is now a top 10 pick. And I was just telling Joe earlier, like, Vega's to the point where you get him at 11, and I can't be mad. It's to that point. Vega is a plug and play right guard, ready to maul motherfuckers day one. So, but it is interesting to see he's now getting mocked to the top 10. That's pretty interesting. Go ahead, Ghost.
I'll let Wingo go.
I'm still rocking with Caleb Downs. You talk about a full complete guy. He can play in the box. He can play in the free. I think he's just a good addition with guys like Jordan Brooks, right? And I think he's someone who's been playing league for a long time. He's smart, obviously passes all the tests. He's definitely the guy that we need in Miami.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm down with Downs, and Fitz Halfley's defense.
Oh.
I'm down with Downs. He fits Halfley's defense. He wants versatile guys, the guys that can play up in the box, guys that can cover. He's got great range. I do see the allure for Kenyon Sadiq because you still have guys like Bud Clark, AJ Halsey. You have Thibodeau as well later in the draft at 30 now in play. But let's go Caleb Downs. I think we're consensus on there, Eric.
Yeah, we have a case of the Down syndrome, boys. Let's roll.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Oh, like there he is.
Tough
Could have had Sadiq right there and Tenement.
All right, listen. Best player in the draft, Caleb Downs. We all agree. Best player in the draft. Don't get short-sighted. No, don't start doing this. Blinders are up. Sadiq was the pick. Not a big deal. Sadiq was the pick. Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Sadiq and Tenement first round.
Blinders are off.
Listen, Tenement being available now for us because we got 30 is something to consider.
I'm saying.
I do worry about his stock being too high to actually make it to 30, which is crazy where this all started this whole season.
Yeah.
But if I knew Tenement would be there at 30, I might not take Downs at 11. But you don't know that.
You don't know that, yeah.
And I do know that Downs is a guaranteed a floor 10-year starting safety. It's tough, but I don't think he's there at 30, but it looks cool.
Yeah, and I think even you get crazy in the mind and you start taking like, hey, let's rebuild our secondary right within the first round. But I think Tenement and I think Downs are too close of the same player. You're looking at more strong safeties, box players, guys that are going to come up and support the run that do have some range. I think Downs got some more range, but they're too similar of a player to kind of double up in the first round and rebuild that secondary.
Yeah, you're not going to get argument there. It's just you can't go safety. In no world do you do that. Like,
you could. You could.
I mean,
you
I
could,
appreciate you.
I
do appreciate the dialogue, but you didn't even have to go that far. Like it was never in consideration.
Eric, can we get a little scroll action while we're just talking here? Can we get down 10, up 10?
So
no, on the available.
Yeah, on the availables. So this is where you start staring Omar Cooper in the face.
Yeah.
And
there's a couple of them though.
I mean, Anthony Hill Jr., dude, if
Yes.
you want a guy to rebuild that or even build onto, add a guy, Jordan Brooks, Dotson. If you want to watch some tape at linebacker, look at Anthony Hill Jr., man. Unbelievable.
I think
player.
Anthony Hill's a plug and play will backer for us. A guy you can use the chase tight ends around, a guy you can use the blitz. I really think that would be a great pick. McNeil Warren, another safety that could possibly be there for you for 30. If you really look at it, man, the 30 spot could be a good spot for a safety as well. In my heart, though, if you scroll up on the left a little bit, Eric, I really was hoping Max would fall to 30. Yep. I think Max is the dream pick at 30. If I have to put it out there, I think Caleb Downs is 11, my dream. Max has to be my dream right now at 30. But yeah, what are we thinking here, boys? I know Joe said Omar Cooper Jr.
I mean, he's something to consider.
Who?
What's up, Wingo?
I can't believe no one brought up Banks.
He's got a broke foot right now, dude. We're trying to get over the injuries.
Yeah, because he didn't listen to Drew.
Oh, here we go. Keep that in the office, dog. We don't need that toxicity.
No, but
Yeah.
I think Banks is a good one just because he can rush the passer. He's someone who's, he can move around a bit. He's got a personality, which I think is huge when playing the game, just that physicality and that swaggerness. So I think that definitely supports there. But, Omar Cooper, I don't know. I think he's a great receiver. I think but he's still that undersized guy. I not undersized necessarily, but we have so many guys and receivers at 6 foot and under, right? We need a 6'3", 6'4" guy. We need a different type.
Okay, Wingo, I hear you on the Omar Cooper dialect. Now let me try to sell you on a Chris Brazil or Brazel, whatever they call him.
Gazelle.
He's a gazelle, exactly. At 6'4", running a 4.3. How do you feel about a guy like that?
I think that's a big one, but with some of our later picks, I think we could sneak in a guy like Colby Young.
Man, the bias on Wingo is gonna be crazy.
Dude, this is day 2, buddy, not day 3. Calm down.
Holy shit.
Actually,
Now question for you guys. Zion Young is snuck in there. Now Zion Young is not going to be available at 43.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Zion Young, and Miami is kind of void of edge rushers. We did bring in Josh Uch, but dude, I mean, he's a plug and play player. He's going to get a lot of reps, if not starting on that edge.
I'll be honest here, boys. This did not fall how I wanted it to.
This is good. That's
I
good.
will say this about Caleb Banks. He's got an absolute motor. He's a dog. I do love, like Wingo said, he can play 5'3". He can play a lot of spots for you. He probably is your modern day Calais Campbell kind of vibe, if you remember how he was used in Miami. Just with our defensive tackles and how many holes we have, it's kind of hard to go D tackle and another luxury pick here.
We're deep at D tackle. We are deep.
And he does have the broken foot, and he's a big guy, and foot injuries. Ask Yao Ming how that goes.
All right, boys, we gotta get to a consensus here somehow.
I listen, at the end of the day, with a luxury 30 pick, you got to go with the best player available, in my opinion. And who do we bring up first? First gut reaction was Anthony Hill. It's a plug and play. It's somebody is going to change this defense as well. You don't know, Brooks isn't the youngest guy.
I'm with Anthony Hill. I'm on Anthony Hill.
And Anthony Hill's a freak, man. It's really, listen, I love Zion Young, but you can go ahead and get a Dennis Sutton a little bit later, bro. Like, there's some edges out there a little bit later. Like, you're not going to get another Anthony Hill.
Listen. Here's my problem. Not problem, but just let me present this to you. Omar Cooper Jr., you get a receiver. You obviously need one. He impressed me with the 4.4 40. I didn't know he had that in his bag. I didn't see that coming. Also, you look at the price of these receivers, they're not getting any cheaper. To have that 5th-year option on Omar Cooper Jr. could be very crucial. Just saying. Anthony Hill also might not be there at 43, but he might. I feel like Omar Cooper has flew up the board a little too high. I really don't know if I love Omar Cooper at 30, but I could get behind it. But Anthony Hill, I feel like the same. It's just like, I don't know if I want to put Anthony Hill at 30, but
I like too many wide receivers. I like too many wide receivers.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
I like too many wide receivers in the 3rd round.
Fuck it, go Blake Miller.
What about CJ Allen though? We're overlooking CJ Allen.
I think I have PTSD as far as Georgia linebackers go at the moment, so I'm gonna pass.
Can you click on CJ Allen, Eric?
Let's bring up his
Oof.
6 foot 230.
Yeah, we're moving on.
It's about my size.
And another guy that might be there at 43, might not, but is Chris Johnson is a damn good football player.
He is.
I really wanted fucking.
We do need a
cornerback,
man. We do need to fill out that cornerback room.
He's a damn good player, man. I know it's not the sexiest pick, but he's a damn good player.
TJ Parker's still sitting there.
TJ Parker's
down
incredible.
here though, man. I feel like they said that about everybody on the.
What are TJ Parker's sizes? Is he another 6'3" guy? They're all 6'3". Yep, of course. He's another 6'3" guy. They're all 6'3" this year. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't do it.
What is his arm size?
No, TJ Parker's an incredible athlete at edge.
Boys, Zion Young 6'6". Zion Young 6'6". If we can't come to a consensus on Anthony Hill, Zion Young send it in.
I would take Zion Young here, and I would be consensus on that if we needed to, because it fills a need. He is a freak, 6'6".
Y'all talking me into Banks again. I honestly, at this point, I'm
I like Zion Young.
oh, there you go. That's 3 out of 4. So
Yeah, send it in. Zion Young.
Oh, the chat's gonna rip us for this one.
I don't love Zion Young. For the record,
He sent it. We sent the car.
it was going to be sent. I mean, it was 3 out of 4, so that's fine. I just
Anthony
wanted
Hill
to
went 41, of course.
let's
Now
move
listen.
up.
To the board though.
Move up the
Dude.
board, Eric.
Now you
Yeah,
have a
I
lot
have
of
my
this-
pick.
you have a
Easily,
lot
yeah.
of you have Chris Brazel, and then you have Rodriguez from Texas Tech. If you want to look at a linebacker prospect, two freaks. Brazel and Rodriguez are my two guys.
Hey, go
it's-
down a little more, Eric. Go ahead and click that guy, Emmanuel Pregnon, and keep him up for the crowd. Yeah, there's my guy. Yeah, there's my dude. Yeah, go ahead and give me another plug and play. You said Vegas a plug and play. Plug and play this motherfucker right here, dog.
He is.
Ah,
He is a plug and
he
play
is a
guard.
mean motherfucker, dog. You want somebody to bring Jonah a little nasty out of Jonah? That's your boy right there. Monster of a human. Great footwork. He'll fit that. I don't know if you guys remember how CJ Stroud played with Houston when what's his name was the OC. Like the offensive line got to be big, but you got to be able to move. And this boy's both. And it's like, dude, at the end of the day, between him or if we wait and hopefully get Rutledge, we need a standout guard. We really do bad. If not the biggest hole on the team, it's either that or cornerback for me.
I'm so thinking of cornerback, like cornerback and offensive line. Like the guys I have is Keelan Rutledge, of course, in the 3rd round, and I also have Malik Muhammad in the 3rd round as well as like my corner guy. So it's like you play that draft game where like if they get taken, it fucks your entire draft. You know what I mean? It's tough because you can do Pregnon's plug and play.
Oh man, I'm still stuck on Zion Young at 30.
If
You
you
gotta
like
move
that.
past it.
That was ugly, boys. That was not ideal. I think we got in our own heads there and we did Chris Greer move there. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The board didn't go our way, and we totally crumbled. For me, it's simple here. It's Chris Brazel. Just dude, 6'4", 6'5", runs a 4.3, freaking gargantuan. Dude, you're talking about a freak on the outside. An absolute freak. The modern day receiver.
I'm with Chris Brazel. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I'll send that in all day. I would have taken him at 30, to be honest.
The fact that he did drop in this draft is crazy.
Great for us, anybody.
Something probably came out. That's
What do you know?
Eric said this is what happens when I'm stuck backstage. Draft him, Eric. Let's go. I got to get my get back for Zion.
Yeah.
This is where it gets fun, though. We got a bunch of picks.
Oh boy.
Here's where I repay you, Joe. This is where I repay you with your guard.
Caleb Rutledge. Send it the
Send
fuck
it.
in.
Don't
you
even
want
think about
you
it.
want a nasty guard?
That's
Here
what I
you
wanted.
go. Here you go. Kalen,
Send it
Ru-
the fuck
Kalen
in.
Rutledge, plug and play right guard. Lunch pail guy, just straight showing to work with a hard hat on.
Just so you know, Eric is flipping out backstage. He has his hand over his mouth. He has his head down. He just can't believe that he's pretty pissed off right now.
The good news is he doesn't know ball, and that's why he's backstage. So keep moving.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. Kyle Lewis.
Yeah, I like Rutledge here. Get
Here's
your
the cool
guard.
thing about this section. We got 75, 87, 90, 94?
I'm going
Yep.
Rutledge here.
You got to go Rutledge here, bro.
I'm going Rutledge.
Rutledge.
Malik.
All right, we're bouncing back,
Malik.
boys.
It's Malik.
Oh,
still
damn
in.
it!
You motherfucker! I know exactly what's going to happen there.
Oh, my
Malik,
shit lagged. My
you
shit
just-
lagged.
You just pray that Malik Muhammad is there. and he's just not, and that just fucks up your whole draft. Of course, it's the Chargers too.
Trig is a good one. I like Trig.
I do like Sam Roush.
I love Julian Neal there.
I do like Sam Roush at tight end. I think you can get him at
Julian Neal's decent
love
here.
Julian Neal. Good.
You could
pull.
go
Julian
down
Neal's
a little
fantastic.
bit for Jacario Davis.
Yeah.
Julian Neal's a big physical corner, man. That's right up their alley.
Oh, big slaughter.
Dude.
Jake Slaughter.
Yeah.
That's a program guy right there. That's a guy you would want the team.
Yeah.
He is the program.
I mean, Julian Neal's
dude,
a great pick.
I think we have to go, and maybe I got to go corner here, right?
I think we picked Nolan Rucci. I agree. I do like Julian Neal because he is that lengthy corner. He is what you need. We do need some big guys in that room, some physical guys. So I am okay with that pick. I do love Jacoby Lane in this round.
This is where I depending on how the board falls, I'll double down. We got so many picks right here. I'll go back-to-back corners. I'll grab a receiver. I mean, you could do a lot here. You could do, Bryce Lance, Jacoby Lane. You could do a Jacario Davis and a Julian Neal. Ideally, Malik Muhammad would have been there.
Yeah, Malik Muhammad was that's tough there.
Malik Muhammad is my dream. When we get back on the board this time of the draft, Malik Muhammad is my pipe dream.
Yeah,
That's fair.
All right, who we got?
I feel like we can go receiver, corner. Double up
who
on
do you
nice
think the
big-
best player available is right now on this board?
Probably Julian Neal.
Honestly, probably the DT from Oklahoma.
All right. I was gonna sell y'all on that a little bit later, but yeah, actually, yes.
Yeah, words.
Grayson Halton. If you don't know Grayson Halton, dog,
Bobby put me on game. That dude's an animal.
this dude gets after it. We have a lot of defensive tackles. I do understand that. I think this guy actually goes top 50. This dude is like, talk about pass rush, a guy you can bring in on later downs, passing downs, give guys like Kenneth Grant a break. This guy's got a motor that runs hot and nonstop. I really love him.
I feel like a Jacoby Lane here would be a really, really sick pick.
It would be a fantastic pick there.
I really feel like that.
Well, we have another pick coming up, so
We have
we got the next we
three
got
of them.
4 picks in there, or 3 picks in the next 8 picks.
Yeah.
I really, if it's somebody we love, which we do, we love Jacoby Lane. I feel like we go and get him right now
That's fine with me.
I wouldn't let
because I love Jacario Davis, and we can still get him somewhere else.
Yes.
Are we going to double down a receiver here?
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
I really love
Everybody
it.
said, why do you sign Willis with no receivers? Well, here you go. This is why. Another big body. For the record, if you don't have a safety by now, I really like Bud Clark.
Yeah, 100%. We talked
Incredible
about him,
Senior
with
Bowl.
Bill.
He's still up there.
Ball hawk.
I mean,
Bud Clark.
You could rebuild your secondary there.
Go up to the very top real quick. Oh, actually, Chandler Rivers.
Yeah.
I think you need an outside corner first, but this guy in the nickel role, I think I told Wingo about this. We did a podcast a couple weeks back. You think like CJ Gardner-Johnson when he first came out of Florida. He goes to the Saints. He's playing the nickel role, ends up turning into a great safety. I think Chandler Rivers is kind of that role. That's kind of how I feel about Pons too.
Our next pick is 94, right?
Yes.
Because I really, really do want Sam Rush at tight end, especially after that Philip. Dude, after Philip Dillingham on our last episode turned us on to Sam Rush, and I looked at his tape, and I'm like, this guy is.
Yeah, Roush will be available at
More
1:30
trade
though,
for
bro.
94.
He will be available later on.
He'll be
though. I don't
available at
think we need-
1:30, 100%.
I don't think we need to get him at 94.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I'm really eyeing. I go down on the a little more. Dale and Everett, take a look at him. Another program guy.
Yeah,
Lengthy, fast, program guy.
143. I mean, if you want a cornerback, he gives you that length and he gives you that physicality. We just don't have that at corner right now. We don't have that boundary.
Yeah.
We do not have that at the boundary right now.
You like Dylan Everett over Davis?
I like Everett, and then where is Takario on here?
He's got low round value. He might have got. Did he?
He's
Did he
gonna be
get
way
taken?
above Eric. He's gonna be way above. Somebody already taken him.
No.
Devin Davis.
He's like 111.
Yeah, he's.
And on the big board, he's like 125.
There he is, right there.
Yeah.
You're either going. I'm either going Takario or Everett, but I like Everett though, man.
I do like all three of those. I like Bud Clark.
Did
Everett,
have a speeding charge up Georgia?
Oh, jeez, who didn't get a fucking speeding charge?
Oh, is that him?
Whoa, which one? Let's see.
You know what? We've been pretty gun ho on Takario. I would just I would
We
say
have
go-
we have liked Takario Davis a lot. We really liked him.
Yeah, I go Takario here. Plus, you know, Halfway's gonna play a lot of zone, and that guy's gonna eat in zone.
I do think that, you know, because we talked about him a lot last episode, and I think that we should just kind of stick to the model, as we would
What
say.
pick is this, Eric?
Hold on.
We have-
We
we have
still
90.
got 94 though. We could get Sicario
Yeah,
at 94.
we can actually double dip here. So why don't you go Everett and Takario?
We have no corners. We have
No.
no corners.
Mm-mm.
Somebody said Robbie, no. Go to the big board all the way to the top. Oh, we did it already. Never mind. All right, that's fine.
Let's just take Takario
Hey,
Davis.
brother, we're
then,
taking
too.
a bunch of vet min corners right now. We have nobody. We gotta Cater just walked. Like we gotta build the fucking new regime of corners here.
I would take Takario Davis here too. Dude, that's an incredible third round. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah, send it in, dude. Like what are we doing here? We're getting football players.
This is the long way to the fourth round.
Is this
All right,
130?
Sam Rush.
This is when you
Sam
take
Roush.
Sam Roush.
Sam Roush.
Sam
Sam
Roush.
Roush, send it in. Easy peasy. Told you he's gonna be available.
Easy pick there. It's an easy
Easy
pick.
peasy. Got a nice little duo with him and fucking Greggy boy now.
Look at Joe going to work.
Yeah.
Go all the way up. Oh, that's up.
He's
I
all the
am
way
all
up.
the way up. Okay, dude, I don't know why, but fucking Taffy's been staring me in the goddamn face for fucking weeks, bro.
Dude,
This
click
is
on him. Check this out. Dude, check this out.
And bro, he'd be a perfect running mate with Caleb. It's like I don't know why he keeps staring me in the damn face.
Look, this is where.
But here
look,
I like Jaylen Farmer, boys, if he's available.
I think we just missed him.
Yeah, I think we did miss him.
One of my buddies told me a crazy story about this guy. It's pretty crazy, but I'll leave it alone.
He's a
I'll leave it
Colt.
alone.
The fucking
He's-
Colts.
He's a
Fucking
Colt.
cocksuckers.
Somebody said it's Taylor Green here.
Yeah.
You know,
Taylor Green is available. I'm just saying. I'm
Now-
just saying.
calm down.
I'm just saying. Cole Payton.
Our
Taylor
boy
Green.
Philip Dillingham would be going crazy right now for Cole Payton.
Yeah, Philip
He
has
said
first,
second round, by the way.
He has a possible first round grade on Cole Payton.
That's wild.
I mean,
Hey, Phil's the man, though.
yeah, I'm about to say I ain't.
That's what I'm saying.
Go
I'm
to
not
linebackers.
questioning him
Go to
at all.
linebackers real quick. Let's see what's available.
Well, the
I mean,
price
hear me out on this Torian York kid.
Okay.
Talk about like a Nick Bolton comp, like speeding missile as a Will Backer sounds kind of enticing to me, especially because he's coming from the mic where he ran the defense.
Yeah.
So he's high, he's got a high IQ. So I mean, he's somebody that's definitely interesting to look at.
I texted you guys pre-draft, and I said, "Hey, I'm targeting Taylor Green," and it's a little bit early for me, but I'm gonna. Dude, honestly, he'd be my pick.
I
here.
wasn't saying, Julio, I wasn't saying to send it in. I'm just saying it's somebody to talk about. We're having a conversation here. We're in the room.
Yeah, we're in the room.
Eric, could you go back to all for me real quick and just scroll a little bit? When I get to this point of the draft, I'll find my guys. They're not always the highest guys, but I know the guys I love.
Yeah.
I ain't seen them yet. Hey, Marlon Klein, if you don't have a tight end by now, that's interesting. Keep going.
Yeah, he's good.
Also, you're doing a great job, Eric.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, you're cooking.
I love Taylor Green here, boys. I'm sorry. You get a toolsy guy.
Hey,
May
there
not have
we
the
go.
best processor.
The Wake Forest Samoan, baby. You need a good tackle at deep in the draft. That's a dog.
He's good. Yeah.
That's a
He's a great
dog.
pick.
Hell of a Senior Bowl. That's a dog.
Say his name, Bob.
I can't. I didn't try. I'm not gonna disrespect this. I'm not gonna disrespect his whole family like that. You say his fucking name.
The only Samoan I'm sending to pick.
He
in
got like
this draft
17
is
L's.
for-
I'm not gonna try.
If it
CJ
ain't
Daniels,
CC,
dude.
if it ain't Francis, I ain't sending it in, dog.
We do have 2 wide receivers, though, and I think we got 2 great wide receivers in this draft.
That's also true. Daniels could be a good compliment to one of our
Go
guys.
to- Go to our draft picks.
Oh, yeah,
Let me look at what we
the
got.
right side in the orange. In the orange.
All right.
God, that's ugly.
That's ugly. See?
We fucking dropped the ball so bad.
Yeah, we dropped the ball on this one, boys.
This
It's
ain't
all
gonna
right.
be our last mock. Don't worry about it.
It's all right.
You got to play the board as it falls,
It's
and
This
different
isn't
when
the
it's
final
live,
one.
boys.
This
It's
isn't the
different when
final
it's
one.
live.
Yeah.
you get one shot. We couldn't hit refresh and bring Max back on
I
the
mean,
board.
we gotta find a dog O lineman. I agree with Bob on this one. Go to the tackles.
We got a guard. I think I'm not gonna say his name again. He's also pretty decent. Wagner's not bad, but for me,
And then go to guards.
Chris Grid draft.
Yeah, right. Chris Greer couldn't have this middle round.
Yeah, we could wait. All right. We don't
I'll
really
tell
need to
you,
go.
Taylor Green. That's my guy right there.
My vote would be the Wake Forest tackle, who I will not say his name to disrespect his family.
Go down on the big board.
Shit. Hold on, getting one call over here. Be right fucking back.
I mean, if we're going quarterback, I'm going Cole Payton.
I'm out on. This is where I say I am completely out on quarterbacks.
Me too. But I'm trying to give Ghost his wish in some way. Yeah, that kid's a freak too, man. Marlon Klein's a freak.
Yeah,
That's a big boy.
That's a dude that's been hid behind Colston
Yeah.
Loveland for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ghost gonna ghost.
Hey, Ghost is gone. Send Cole Payton in. I'm just kidding.
No. All right, go to the all or go back up. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. So who we got? Who's our top 2?
I like the
Man.
tackle from Wake Forest. Phillip,
Yeah,
if
I'm-
Phillip was
I'm
here, he'd
actually-
have my back.
I'm in on the tackle. I'm in on that.
All right, I'm with that. We need our alignment.
Yeah. I'm in on that. He had a solid Senior Bowl. You're not lying. We're not
Send it
going
over.
Taylor Green. I can promise you that.
All right, who do we pick? Sorry.
All right, Wingo's got a dinner with a client, the agent life, you can't hold him down forever.
Gotta
Appreciate
go,
you, big dog.
We've got to meet with Jawan Jennings.
Hell yeah, baby. Let's go.
You heard it here first.
Don't fucking play with us, dude. Hey,
See you
text
guys.
me. Text me.
Text me. Text me. Same way.
Dude, Jacoby Thomas would have been lit right here.
Damn, I've been getting him every fucking draft at this spot. That's tough.
There he is.
As you were.
Scroll down, bro.
Who did we take? Sorry, who was our last pick?
We took the Wake Forest tackle.
Oh, nice. All right, I'm taking.
What's his name, Ghost?
Follow more.
Big L.
Big L.
Dude, it gets tough right here. Honestly, the Dolphins met with Xavier Thomas recently.
They did. Logan Fano too.
He's fast as shit. Well, I don't know if that would have been a good compliment to one of our bigger guys. Somebody earlier
Yeah.
also was saying how we got the same type of receiver twice, but
Is
like
Bryce Lance here.
it's kind of what was going. No, he went right after.
No, he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, like 110-ish.
Yeah. You know who I do like? I do like Patrick Payne at edge. I've been putting a lot of like film into him, and he is a Philip Dillingham guy too. So it's like he's a big guy. He's got a lot of length, a lot
I'm
of
down
like,
with that. It's never bad to get an extra edge.
He's kind of lazy though. At Florida State, he never lived up to it. But
yeah.
I mean, we
Sometimes it
also
takes a great coach to get it out of you,
try on whatever at 43. So fuck it, we could just draft him.
Hold on, just keep scrolling for a second.
Damn.
Dude, I'm interested to see
Wait,
if anybody
wait.
actually
Jalen
drafts him.
Daniels. Jalen Daniels.
Okay, fair. I'm in with
Is he-
that one. The
Jalen
Malik
Daniels.
Willis comp.
I'm
Yeah, we'll
taking
do-
fucking Jaylen Daniels.
If there's any actual like exact clone to Malik Willis, is Jaylen Daniels.
Jaylen Daniels.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
So if y'all want to waste pick on a quarterback that bad, that's fine.
Diego Pavia back to back.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
Patrick Payton seems like the pick here.
I wish that was Whit weeks.
I do like Patrick Payton. You know, it's these late rounders. Do they make the team even? You don't know, but I think he's got a lot of length and he's got a lot of athleticism at
I
edge.
just want to get Scooby Williams off the vibes alone.
Dude, Xavier
Is Caden Barnett still around? Yeah,
Yes.
that's who I'm sending in.
2 tackles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the guy. If you're trying to get ahead of the practice squad, 7th round normally it's not about need. Obviously, you're just trying to get ahead of that practice squad run, and yeah, that could be a dude for sure.
And it's somebody like you could take a chance on, and maybe one day he'll develop. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's a big nasty. He's got the fucking mohawk with the paint coming down his face and shit. I'm in. I don't know.
He's
Sure.
a big nasty. He is big nasty. Go to the kicker real quick. If we got kicker on there, can we look at kicker?
Oh, no.
We have a 3 kicker battle.
What the hell?
No kicker.
Well, Wingo has put us on the Florida kicker. I don't know if y'all seen the viral clip where Darren Rizzi tried to ice him and he hit the 60-yard field goal. So there's a young
In
kicker in the
Rizzi's
draft
face.
if you're looking for one.
He hit it in Rizzi's face.
Patrick Payton can't call it a day.
Come on
I do
down.
like
real
Patrick
quick.
Payton.
Hold on. Come on down real quick. I'm
I'm
show
not gonna
y'all.
lie. I'm kind of feeling Scooby.
Look, I'll tell you 2 guys I like. You can look at Scooby real quick.
Yeah, he's pretty big, 6'2", 230.
Dude,
If nothing else-
Julio's got some sauces here.
I mean, the smart pick here is
Live.
Patrick Payton, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
feel
it's probably going to be
Payton.
Patrick Payton. I just want to put y'all on a couple. Pick on my guy Xavier right there from Iowa, the safety. Go down. This guy I was telling you about earlier, Joe.
Yeah.
If you're late in the draft, you're looking for a safety. I'm just saying. This guy was way higher profiled. And I don't know why he fell so fucking far.
5-star recruit too.
But this dude, 6'2", 210, 448. And he used to be like a 3rd round guy. I really don't know what went wrong. So there could be something there that
This is our initials. This is our scout draft. This is our scout team draft.
Yeah, bro. This is the first time doing a freaking mock live 7th round like this in a war room. It's not easy.
Live in your learn.
Yeah, plus you got 4 people's opinion. Oh, go down. Colby Young, obviously a big
Colby
Rosenhaus guy, had a hell of a combine. I don't know how he's on the board this late. This dude has like
Huge length.
Colby Young had an incredible combine.
Oh,
What
you can talk me into him.
Who?
Riley Nowakowski. He's like a fullback tight end,
Oh,
like hybrid. He's pretty solid.
That'd be a fun pick considering Ingold's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. H-back,
We
fullback,
don't use
hybrid.
fullbacks in Green Bay.
4'6".
He's
That's
big.
a big boy.
He's
That's a
250.
dude, 6'2", 250 and a 4'6". What the hell?
Yeah, dude, he's pretty good. He's got soft hands. Like he's
Somebody said Colby Young got them degenerative knees.
yeah.
Hey, see that?
Whatever,
Dude, there's always something.
whatever you guys want, but yeah,
The LSU edge rusher is probably what we need to do here. We need to put another body in that room.
yeah, he's big.
Yeah.
It's a 7th round pick. You're not getting perfect prospects here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm good with that. Either that or Cade Barnett.
We're only doing one more draft before the draft, right? One more
We gotta
mock
be-
before the draft.
You know why we got to be in MMA? Because of this.
I don't know, man. With the way Joe's going at it, he's probably going to make me do some solo shows.
I do love our middle rounds, man. That middle round is unfucking touchable.
I mean,
Let's not
fuck
look
off, bro. Zion Young is a freak. Everybody's hating.
But this is
that
where-
dude's going to be a monster.
This is where drafts are won and
Dude,
two.
from Brazil all the way down to Sam Rush, like it's unbelievable.
Click on Zion Young. I'm not really. I don't love him. I think his
Can't.
40 wasn't great. If I remember, like 4.76.
It's lost.
Oh, you can't click on him anymore. Awesome.
He's 6'6", bro. He's a big boy. And
No, he is.
He showed out heavily at the Senior Bowl. And he showed out heavily on the combine.
You click on that
bro.
the NFL draft and combine prospect profile. It'll show you everything. Go down.
He's big.
Oh, he's big as shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the question. What the hell's the 40?
Oh, it was up.
Normally it's laid out different than this. Maybe at the bottom, maybe.
No.
I feel like normally it's right in your face, like it's huge.
Yeah, it's weird.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, that's our first go around, and we may have more draft picks before the final draft, but we will do it. We'll probably do it the Tuesday before the draft, right? Draft's on Thursday. We're gonna do it that Tuesday. That'll be our final mock draft.
Rumor has it I'll be with Joe Robbie right there in the backyard.
Yeah,
Rumor
that'll be our official mock draft of the dive bar. It's a good practice, boys. Good practice. But I do think we're gonna have more draft picks by the time we get there. We'll see.
That'd
Agreed.
be insane. You said we're gonna be live for the draft. Is that what you just said?
I thought we were.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to start plugging that. We're gonna be live for the entire draft this year.
Confirmed.
Like, if it's just me, it's just me. But every second and maybe 15 minutes before it starts, we're gonna have somebody on this damn screen. We're doing the whole draft this year, so make sure to come hang with your boys. We're gonna do these together. We're gonna learn together, and then the draft comes. We're gonna sweat it out together.
Y'all gonna make me hate Zion Young moving forward. I don't even want him at 43 now. Fuck him.
I don't really love him.
I'm done. I'm over it already.
I don't love him at 43, but
at 43 fine, but at 30
the board didn't fall to us though. The board sucked.
Hey, that's what happens.
Yeah, today's board was trash. I was looking forward to Max so bad.
I needed Malik Muhammad
all
on my
day.
draft,
I've been
dude.
hyping myself.
Could have just taken Omar
Caleb
Cooper.
Downs, Max Ianacor is going to be.
I would have liked Malik Muhammad over Julian Neal, and I would have liked if Max fell to 30. You couldn't tell me shit about that draft. I would have been like, "Holy fuck, build me a statue."
I think you just take like Omar Cooper and shit there. Like, if your guy doesn't come to you, you take the best player.
He's a dog. He's so fucking nasty.
The middle round, from 3 to 4, fantastic.
Like Brazel's not because he's got bricks for hands. Like that's why he's available there. Obviously.
Maybe we'll try this next time. We'll put up the considerations. I'll make a poll. I'll get over on YouTube and I'll make a poll for each selection. That'd be cool. We'll do a full interactive thing. We're not above nothing. We're willing to do whatever. The board felt tough at 30. I mean,
it did, but it was a good practice because, like, bro, this shit could happen in real life. Like they have to be prepared for every scenario.
Yeah, and that's the reality. Fun. Like when you don't get the perfect mock draft, and like when you're doing it on your own, you just hit refresh, start over. Oh, Max didn't fall. Start over.
I was very close to hitting refresh, and I didn't click on him for a while, waiting for somebody to say, "Don't do it," and then
don't do it,
dude. I even tried to sell him on the 5th-year option for the receiver, and they were like, they just stared at me, and I was like, okay, this is happening. But it was going to be a reach for Zion. It was going to be a reach for Anthony Hill, and I love Anthony Hill.
I would have preferred Anthony Hill there. I don't know why we stopped that train.
I tried, Eric.
No,
everybody diverted. It was bizarre.
I should have honestly said, give me Anthony Hill at least. Don't give me Zion Young. But we need edges. That's also a thing. So,
all right, boys.
All right,
boys.
That was fun, boys.
Good.
Appreciate everybody hanging out for us, hanging out with us.
Let's go, America! God damn it, let's go.
I do think that we need to take this into consideration. That Brazel, that 45% of the smoke screen, he ran smoke screens 45% of the time. So
I do think he is the running good. He just throw the shit up to him.
And Malik loves a 50-50 ball too. So who we kidding?
Yes. All right, boys.
All right, boys.
That was fun.